Motor City, what's going on? It's your boy, T. Back at it again with another episode of Talking with T. Let's get into it. Let's get after it, man. On this channel, we chase down the best version of ourselves and we talk about sports. If that interests you, do me a favor and hit that like button and hit that subscribe button. It really helps this channel grow, and I really appreciate you for taking the time out of your day to watch me. So let's dive right into the video. Today we're going to talk about Dwayne Casey and why he should be fired from the Detroit Pistons job. This is nothing against Dwayne Casey. I think Dwayne Casey is an awesome person, great human being, great leader, but he's not the guy for the Detroit Pistons job, man. We're in a developmental stage. We're in where he's supposed to be developing players. It's year 2, and we're not seeing any direction. I'm not seeing any of these players develop. I'm not seeing any of these players get better than where they were at last year, and this is why Dwayne Casey needs to go. And to back my argument, I've been saying this forever, because when he was in Toronto, he was continuously getting bounced in the first round. They made it to the second or third round, but they can never get past LeBron James, and they consistently had the best team in the East. There was no reason for them to get bounced in the first or second round. They should easily have been competing for the finals year in and year out in the Eastern Conference Finals, but they kept getting bounced, and that was annoying, because I liked DeMar DeRozan and Kyle Lowry when they were in Toronto, and I still like them now. DeMar DeRozan is balling out for Chicago, but I don't like Chicago because they're in our division. Anyways, and when you could say it was Kawhi leading Toronto to the finals that year, because Kawhi went on a hell of a run, but that coach too, they went to the finals that year after Dwayne Casey left. And when Dwayne Casey was here, when he came here and we went to the playoffs with Blake Griffin, Andre Drummond, all them guys, I think one of the Morrises were still on our team, he was making bonehead decisions down the stretch, and we almost did not make the 8th seed because of those bonehead decisions that year. I remember, because that was the year I went to Punta Cana, and it was like a week before the playoffs. The Pistons need to win a few more games to clinch a spot, and they went on like a 5-game losing streak and won a game, and they clinched the final spot and ended up getting swept in the first round because we had to play the Bucks, and we were in position to have the 6th or 7th seed, and we didn't have to play the Milwaukee Bucks, and we probably could have won a playoff game. That's something I blame on Dwayne Casey, because he's not a good playoff coach. He's not a good coach to call things down the stretch. Even when we're coming out of timeouts here in Detroit right now, it's like the offense comes out and their plan that they just drew up in the timeout is all covered up by the defense. It's like, what is going on with this guy? And I don't understand why we got Killian Hayes still in the starting lineup. Have him come up off the bench and see if that helps him out too. You got to mess around with these lineups. We're in a rebuild. It's not nothing permanent right now. And if Hamidou Diallo is balling out, I understand you put him in the starting lineup, but make sure he's getting the ball. Make sure he gets say and what's going on in the offense, because the first couple games of this year 2022 he was balling out against not Milwaukee, that was Sadiq Bey, but the games before that, New York Knicks, he had 30 points. That game Saturday we won, I don't remember who he played, but he played awesome. He was hitting mid-range jump shots. He was taking what the defense was giving to him. That's who you want having the ball in their hands. Him and Sadiq Bey and Cade Cunningham. Cade Cunningham has been playing awesome. I think he could win Rookie of the Year this year. I'm not mad about Cade. That's something we could build around, but we gotta get a good young coach in here that's not Dwayne Casey. Dwayne Casey is just not the guy for this job. He's not developing these guys. These players are staying the same. These lineups are staying the same. I understand players gotta hit shots. Players are the ones that are out there on the court, but I feel like Casey's never putting them in position to succeed. It's always, if this person's balling out, let me go sit them for 3-4 minutes and then have them come back in and they're rusty. Or he puts them in with the wrong lineup, or he'll sub someone that's cold as ice off the bench for someone that's hot. You ride your hot hand. I don't care how tired they are. This is why you got to get a young coach in here, a young coach that's going to mesh with a young team. When you have a young team, you should get a young coach. This is why New Orleans screwed up with Zion. They hired Stan Van Gundy, an old guy that understands old basketball, and they had a new, fresh-faced young guy in there that plays a new style of basketball. New style of basketball is up pace, 3-point shooting. This is someone we need, a young coach that understands where the game's going today. Not saying that Dwayne Casey doesn't understand where the game's going today, but it's not working here in Detroit. He needs to go. All these young players are not getting better. They're not necessarily getting worse, but they're staying the same. And where you're developing, you want to see some improvement going from year 1 to year 2. in year 2 to year 3, and I'm not seeing any improvement. Most of these games we're losing by 30 points. That shouldn't be happening in year 2. Memphis, they got a young coach with Ja Morant. Look what they're doing. Charlotte, they got a young coach. Look what they're doing with LaMelo Ball. You got to go young in the NBA because they're going to understand where the new NBA is going. So if there's a young stud coach out there, Detroit's looking attractive because you got Cade Cunningham, and you're probably going to have another top 5 pick this year. So that's awesome. The future is still looking pretty good, but Dwayne Casey needs to get out of here before we start winning some ball games. It's your boy T signing out. I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a great weekend.